Hold up.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Chelsea and I've recently started making some videos about Instagram because I had a lot of questions on Instagram about how I do things. So I figured I would show you guys today how I edit my Instagram stories and how to edit your Instagram stories in a cool way. So if you want to see that, then just keep watching. We're going to get right into it. So before we get started, I do have 5 different techniques I'm going to show you on how to edit your Instagram stories. And of course, I'm going to move over to the side and I'll have my phone here so you can see the apps that I use, everything like that. So before we get started, I want you to go ahead and download these apps if you're going to follow along with me. Okay, so obviously we're going to be using Instagram, but the other apps we're going to be using is VSCO or VSCO Cam, the Unfold app, Pics Art, and an app called Hype Type. So if you want to go ahead, download those. Okay, so I'm going to start my screen recording and I'm just going to pop it up right here. I have a little folder in my phone that's called photography, so we're going to click on that and we're going to go to VSCO. Because all of my pictures, what I initially do is I edit it through VSCO, so I want to add that filter. So I'm going to hit the plus button, I'm going to find a picture and I'm going to import it. Once I import my picture, now I'm going to just do the filter that I normally do, so I would just copy my edits and paste my edits. And there you go, your picture is already edited. I'm going to save it, and I save it like large, doesn't really matter. But if you want to see how I edit my Instagram pictures, this is going to be the same way. I'll have my other video linked below so you can kind of see how I edit in VSCO. For the first one, you're going to need 2 different photos, and it's going to be, this one's going to be called the Unfold Classic. So for the Unfold Classic pictures, you're going to have 2 pictures with font, and then you can have one with a border, and then you can have film ones. So I'm going to show you really quick. All you have to do is go to the Unfold app, and here we go. So we're going to hit the plus button. And there's the CS1 is free, so you have all of these options. So I'm just gonna show you here. See how that one has 2? I'm gonna click on it. I'm going to add both my pictures, and there they are. I can move it around so I can see where I want it to be, and that's about it. If I want this one here, I can just tap and hold. Then you can go down to the bottom, hit the text, and you can write something. So once you do that, you can go back into editing, you can change the font, you can change the size, you can even change the color. Then you just drag it around to where you want it to be. So that is one way to do the Instagram through Unfold, and that's if you have 2 pictures and you want to kind of pair them up. Next, I would do 1 picture with a border. So we're going to do a new one, and we're just going to do the classic, this one here. And then we're going to put a picture in the center. So use that photo, and then what you can do is you can pinch it. When you pinch it, it's going to change the look of it a little bit. So if you want it closer in, it has a standard border, but if you pinch it, you can make it so that the picture looks smaller. So say I like it like that, it's a little bit thicker at the top and the bottom, and I don't want to use the font on here, I'm going to save it. So then you go on here, you can do your typing and everything like that, just a classic Instagram, and you can pick your color and style. This is what I did for one of my pictures, underneath with like food and stuff, and you can write what it is. You can just make it look a little bit different than the classic. I like to do that, and that would be that one. So a lot of people ask me how I do my edits and stuff like that, and it is mainly just from the Unfold app. You can go in, you can use a film, and then you just tap and you do 3 pictures. So you would do just the 3 that I just used, and you could organize them and make them look cute. And then you could write something on the picture as well, totally up to you. You save it again and then upload it to Instagram as a story. So the next one is going to be Unfold Hacks. So I haven't used this one very often, but if you go into Pics Art, you're just going to upload your image. So say I want to use this image of me in the chair at the hair salon. Then you're going to go into Shape Mask, and you're going to pick a shape that you want. So let's say I want the circle, and I'm going to change the size and make it bigger, smaller, etc. So say I want it to be pretty big. Now I'm going to save that, and then we go back to Unfold, and you're gonna upload it to a template. And now I'm going to add my picture in. Obviously you could do different pictures, and then you have 2 circles, and then you could save that. Once you're on Instagram, you can go and you can write something. This is more so for if you have something you want to talk about, something like that. If you were trying to point out different things, I think that's a really cute way to do it. And you could do that with a bunch of different shapes as well. And that one also looks like a new template, but it's not, which is awesome because you don't have to pay for it. And that would be the second version of what I was going to show you. The next is just using Instagram, and you can also use Unfold as well, but it doesn't really matter. It's just one type of technique that you can do on Instagram. So you can have whatever picture you want. So if you used 1 or 2 before that, and then you can add it to Instagram. So what you're going to do is you're going to hit up Instagram and you're going to put the picture there. So if you're like pointing out like a product or something like that, like a piece of clothing, so you could show the first picture, and then you're gonna go into the writing tools. You're gonna go to the thick marker, and you're just gonna click on the white. And then you're gonna click it and hold. And the whole picture, it will turn like foggy. So this one I call the fog effect. And then you could write something over top of it, or you could post the original and then put the fog over top, and then write something over top of it so that it looks like it was a transition. But that's just one way to kind of do the fog effect. So all you have to do is click over top of it and hold it, and it adds something totally different to what you're going for. The fourth one is called Magic Font, and this one is pretty cool. I haven't used this one very often yet, but I do think it's really neat. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to Hype Type, and you could have already edited your picture in VSCO and then had it in a template. But for me, I'm just gonna swipe up, and let's just use the picture of me at the hair salon. So I'm using the one with the thicker border and then the filter already on it. So you're just gonna double tap, and you're gonna write something like a message you want to display. If you want 2 messages or 1 message, you can do whatever you want, but it will write it out for you, which is really cool. So if you click on the text at the bottom, you can change the fonts. Some you have to buy, some you don't, just depends on the style. But I think it's pretty cool that it pops in and then pops out. But I will say, when you save it on this app, it does have a little watermark. I think it's at the bottom, so you can actually crop it out. And it would just say it in the bottom corner, made with Hype Type, but you can pull it so that you don't see it, but it would get rid of my border there. But if you don't want it to say Hype Type, then that's totally an option. You can actually put it in the border so that you know where to crop it when you go onto Instagram. So that's that one. And the last one I like to call the tape effect, and I learned this from Desi Perkins, so credit to her. So when you go onto your Instagram, this is all through Instagram, so we're just gonna use a plain picture. So there's my picture of me that I edited in VSCO, but it has no borders, nothing used with Unfold. So I'm gonna take it, I'm going to size it up, maybe flip it a little bit, put it a certain way. I'm going to use my marker tool, I'm gonna go all the way up to the thick one, white, and then I'm just going to go across like that. Looks like I taped it on there. You can go back, undo, we can do 1 tape mark, 2 tape marks. It honestly depends on the style you want, like what you want to go with. But I think it looks really cool. I seen her do this recently and I thought it was really awesome. And then you can write something there. And then yeah, that's about it. So that's that one. That one's super easy. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed that. Those are just some of the techniques that I use to edit my Instagram stories. I think they're super cool and kind of add something artistic to your stories as opposed to just posting like a random picture. You can also use some of these for videos, so you can test that out as well. I think I'm going to make a different video talking about how to have cool edits on your videos and just like different filters to use, etc. If you want to see how I edit my Instagram pictures or how I use VSCO, because I know I mentioned VSCO in here, but I didn't show you guys how to edit. So if you do want to see that, I will leave that linked below so you can check it out. See how I like to edit my Instagram pictures. But they definitely have a lot of cool filters on there you can play around with and figure it out. If you want to follow me on Instagram, my Instagram is @ChelseaJ, and If I figure out any more techniques or styles, I will definitely make an updated video for you guys if that's something that you'd want to see. So if you do like this video, please give it a thumbs up so I know that you liked it, and I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have an amazing week. Remember to be nice to people, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!